You need to listen to this episode because I'm going to give you 2 reasons why you, as an entrepreneur, need to have a practice of giving. My name is Garrett Vita, and I'm the Growth Vantage Podcast host. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because sometimes in life we always think about numbers and business, but we always have a tendency to forget us as humans. One of our core, values, one of our things that make us human is really giving. When you think about, you know, Stone Age times, way back then, humans relied on each other for giving each other's help, no matter what it was. Maybe building a house, maybe it was, catching the next meal. And so, in this day and age, we tend to forget as entrepreneurs that we need to give outside of our businesses, whether it's our time, energy, and or money. You know, I can't really say you need to do all three of those. Maybe just one of them. It would depends on who you are and what your goals are and what really resonates with your heart. And I do really encourage people to really have a practice of giving because I'll share why, but there's so many benefits of having it. And I think as an entrepreneur, it really unlocks so much more to your life that you wouldn't really normally get in a normal sense, a normal avenue. And the first reason why I do recommend you as an entrepreneur have a practice of giving, whether it's volunteering, whether it's tithing at your church or or maybe your local food bank or whatever resonates with you, is that there's a part of you that will have a sense of being unlocked. When I first started really tithing, I didn't know that there's a part of me that felt like I should have been doing this a long time, or I should have started sooner. I should have been doing this a while ago. And it was so interesting. I actually started this when I was back in high school. The first time I ever gave was actually $5 to my church. I was in high school at the time, and so I didn't really have much to give. And so I knew I wanted to really see, what tithing actually did, actually giving. And so we're at church, at a Catholic church, bats go around to give around the pews to really give money. And so I remember that day as clear as day, and I was really nervous and excited at the same time to really give that $5. I'm there like watching in my pockets, like putting my hands in my pockets, making sure that like this $5 is there, even though I checked it like 2 minutes later, and finally gets to me. And then I remember taking it out of my pocket, putting it in the basket, and then handing it over, and then smiling. And that was the epiphany I had of when, like, hey, wow, I should have been giving a long time ago. And that was a happiness that I didn't know that was, waiting to be there. And I feel like when you give, whether it's money or time, there's a certain part about you that's really like, wow, this is a happiness that you can't really get. It's only received by giving. And if you ever notice, ever volunteered, every time you volunteer, you're always happy. And when you give other people gifts, for birthdays or Christmas, it's always in a high. You have like endorphins. You feel happy, and we are created that way for a reason because we naturally give. And so, as entrepreneurs, it's so important to give so that we can really have a sense of happiness and fulfillment in our purpose in our life. Because we should be always giving instead of just asking people for money, invest in our deals, blah blah blah. Now we need to flip that. Hey, we're asking them, but we also need to give time, energy. And one thing I've also noticed too is that I guess more recently, so I was tithing for a while, and then there's a little part of my life where I stopped, and then I started again. And during that time period where I stopped, I noticed that I felt greedier, and like I felt like I could just feel that, just like I don't know, resentment, maybe anger. I don't know if that's exactly the words I would characterize it, but it's something I could think of, in the sense that like it's like I'm just hoarding it. I just felt like I just didn't want to do anything for others. I just wanted to keep for myself. And I noticed that once I stopped giving, my life flipped around. And during that time period where I stopped tithing, my life just flipped around, and it wasn't fun at all. I had money stolen from me, blah blah blah, the whole shabam. And so once I started giving again, it's like, wow, I should have never stopped giving. And it's no matter what you're going through your life, I think no matter if you can't really give money, totally fine, but you can give someone your time, an hour, whatever it is. I don't think I think there's so much time in this world that we can give to others, and that it's important to give because no matter how busy your schedule is, 1 hour is not going to hurt. 1 hour is not going to hurt helping some others. Sometimes I've heard from one of my mentors, he's saying that if you're going through a difficult time in life, you can get out of that situation by helping others. And so I really took that to heart because once I really reflected on that, I was like, wow, that's so true. I'm going through a difficult time. The way to get out of it is really helping others, because one, you're helping others, help them, as well as it actually helps you be more a positive state. Because when you go through difficult times, you're usually in a negative state. So it does the opposite. I think once you get out of the greediness, you start to have so much more abundance. And the other reason why I definitely recommend you as an entrepreneur to really give is that it attracts opportunities and people that you wouldn't expect, that the universe, God, or whoever you believe in wants to bring to you. And I noticed that pretty early on, when I started giving and volunteering, that, a lot of people I wouldn't normally expect to get to know that I would have in life came in. And, sometimes the people that I did need, I asked for from God, came at some point in time, exactly what I was looking for and asking. And so could I have made it a coincidence? I don't know. But I will say that people do come in life that are supposed to be there, which I know for 100% fact that is true. Because I noticed that when you're in these spaces of giving, entrepreneurs that are giving to, I noticed that you really build a better relationship. Everything in business is relationship based. And I know when you're in these kinds of spaces with entrepreneurs that you find that are really going after like you, as well as they're giving, your relationship is so much, you get to a better state quicker, and you're really understanding, hey, we're in this in life. I feel like even people I just met, I feel like no matter, even though I don't really know them that well, I would be more than happy to step out of my way to help them out on their journey because of the heart that they have. Because I know because of that relationship with giving, we both on the same congruency of wanting to give. And I noticed that, if you go to a business network event, you're probably not going to do that to them because you don't really know that to them. But in the same context, if you're in a space where there's other giving entrepreneurs, you're more likely to help them because they have the same heart as you. I'm not saying that people business owners don't have good hearts, but it takes a lot more longer to get there. And some people in business don't have the kind of heart that you want. So it kind of separates the two as well. I think it's so many valuable things in life that you can really get out of just from giving, volunteering, tithing, whatever that means to you. More business opportunities come to you. I know it's that better relationships, and I think just for you as a personal standpoint, that you do feel more fulfilled in life. There's so much that you don't feel greedy, and you feel like you just want to really be more a positive light in the world. And I think that's why we are geared that way when we give, is to really form a community and to help others, because in this life we can't do it ourselves, even though we are on our own journeys. But I think giving really brings that community together for you as well as for others, and helps to magnify both your lives in a positive light. So I would definitely encourage you to really take next steps in really giving in any shape or form and be consistent with it. And the more consistent you are, the more things will come in your life, the better opportunities you can give to others, as well as vice versa. Thank you so much for listening, and can't wait to hear your stories about giving. Take care.